Hey y'all, it's Matt Hillier here at the Cadillac Barn once again, 1100 Springs headquarters. And today we got one of our favorites, one of our great friends for many, many years, a mentor, a friend, a music legend, Mr. Jim Heath, aka the Reverend Horton Heath. Thanks for being here. Yeah. Welcome to the world famous Cadillac Barn.
It's really cool.
I'm sure that you had heard all about it, you know, like the rumblings of the legend.
Well, I heard you telling me about it. Yeah, it's cool. It's out here right by my house, too. I'd love to have something like this. This is great.
Yeah. Well, man, you know, there's a million questions I'd love to ask you. And we've had lots of conversations over the years, but one thing I always wanted to pick your brain about, and I've known you since I'm 12 years old, and you've always been really cool to me. And going to see you back in those days, playing around, it's always been like a really big example of how to be a working professional musician for me. Somebody who had a band who was working pretty much, you guys would work 5 or 6 nights a week. And the thing that really got me about it was not just the guitar playing, being a young guitar player trying to figure out half of the things that you were doing on stage, but then also the fact that you could play 3 sets of music a lot of these nights in the week at these places, these bars, and 90% of the music would be original, which really struck me a lot because you have a lot of people, and you still do, touting the moniker of being a songwriter and this, that, and the other. What really got me is like that volume of material is a different level. And then also for you to be somebody who, I always looked at it like somebody who's coming at a song from not just one direction of lyrics and chord progressions, but also all these really intricate guitar parts and arrangements and things like that. So it's like you're working double duty on a song. And now, after all the years and the success that you've incurred through everything you've done, and as much as you stay on the road, which is a lot, like I always wonder what the discipline is as far as managing your time to actually create new music. You know, that always blows my mind.
Yeah. Well, that's, you know, you're making points and you're asking questions that really only you could ask, because you have been around and seen my career for all these years, and then you yourself are a player with the same type of issues. Yeah. You've got a great body of work. You travel, play a lot of gigs, and so you might probably relate to this. But that's one of my issues, is that I'm proud of Reverend Horton Heath, but it's become a small business. And so I spend so much time just dealing with the minutia of bookkeeping, filing, tax compliance. It's really disheartening, because for me, I want to be in my studio 8 hours a day. Right. I mean, you know, when I go into my studio, I can be in there for 8 hours and all of a sudden realize, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, you know, and I didn't, you know, I'm having so much fun. I'd really love to just be in there doing that, knocking around, learning a new song, learning some singing scales, or learning a new guitar riff or something. But the small business nature of Reverend Horton Heath now keeps me from doing a bunch of stuff. So I need to be more disciplined with my time management, just like you said, and I really wish I could do that. I'm trying, yeah. But it's constantly trying. But as I've been constantly getting better at that over the years, the amount of minutia work that I have to do has also grown. So right. It's real. And people say, well, so what are you going to do in your off time? I was like, well, I don't really have off time, because I'm in my office trying to do all this stuff that I have to do. And then part of that too, though, is the good side is that I publish my own music. So Horton House publishes all the music for Reverend Horton Heath. I never did a publishing deal. And so that's minutia there. That's dealing with, you know, going through spreadsheets that, you know, to make sure that most of the songs I wrote, but the songs that I co-write, like, okay, I got to send Jimbo, I got to give Jimbo his 7 cents credit for, spend 30 minutes on that, you know, for 7 cents, you know, and it's really hard to get it right. I'm gonna have to do, but anyway, we're getting off the deal. The point is that I love doing music, and I really, really want to figure out this issue where I can spend more time in the studio without having to be, or playing music and stuff. But it's still a pretty good time. I can't complain too much.
Yeah. Well, and then there's also
living the dream.
You get into the business aspect of running the small business is what you do, but then also, our scale of work is not near what you guys do. But I know how challenging it's been for me doing everything that we just talked about. Then also coming home, and we have kids the same age. Mm-hmm. And like when you miss out on so much of that stuff, the one thing that you really want to do is just catch up on life.
I just want to hang out with my kids. Yeah, that's what I was doing this morning, and I try to, and especially now since it's summer and they're around,
Yeah. But, you managed to get it done because you got a new record that you guys have just recorded. And what number record is that for y'all?
Well, I think we've had so many albums, compilations, those don't really count. So we have I think if you count all those, this is album number 14, I think.
Yeah.
Now I think if just for straight up new album of new original material, I think it's either 10 or 11.
Yeah.
I lost count.
Right. But still, this is probably going to be
11.
Mostly new original material, I would guess.
Mostly all except for one song. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the one song you're talking about, is that from like the backlogs and from years ago? Is it still one original song?
No. It's this crazy thing that some guy was trying to do this documentary about the festival Viva Las Vegas. And he said, hey man, he goes, I want you guys to record Viva Las Vegas. And they've had a gazillion bands recording Viva Las Vegas. He goes, I want to use it for my documentary. And I'm like, well, I don't know, But Tom from Viva wanted us to do it.
Yeah.
And I really love Tom, and he's been a big, important supporter for the rockabilly roots movement. Mm-hmm. So I said, well, if Tom wants us to do it, okay. So we went in and we recorded which is the most obvious Elvis song. Right. I mean, I love Elvis. I'd rather do My Baby Left Me or something like that. One of the cooler ones. That's not that cool. It's the most obvious, besides Hound Dog and Heartbreak Hotel, Viva Las Vegas. But I said, okay, we'll do it, for the Viva Las Vegas Festival video. So we went into our studio and did it in a day and a half. And now I don't even know if they're going to use it.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. and so man, every foray I've had into the movie, TV, film business is ended in a very, very wrong way. It's always.
You think there's minutiae and red tape in what we do, but forget about it. I
have an opinion about that. That's why all these guys like Johnny Depp and Kevin Bacon and Kevin Costner, they want to be in a band.
Right.
Because it's way more fun than being an actor.
Right. Well, once you're done with it, it's done. It's in the rear view.
It's done. And then acting is like you show up like at 5 a.m.
Yeah. Right.
And you can't be hungover because you got to look good and have clear eyes, and so you're there at 5 a.m. and then they say, okay, wait, okay, come in, we got to get you done over here, go, okay, now wait. And then next thing you know, you're waiting. Next thing you know, it's 3 hours. And then they come in, they go, okay, are you ready? And you say, yeah, I'm ready. And they go, well, okay, wait. And then you wait another 2 hours.
Right, yeah.
Then they come in and they say, okay, go, where we need you now, right now.
Right. Well, and you see these clips of movies sometimes where the actor just goes berserk. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then they have to go on an apology tour and everything like that. But sometimes I think what you don't see is exactly what you're talking about. By the time you actually start rolling, it's just like enough, no more. You touched on something. You touched on something that I kind of wanted to ask you about, and you can correct me if I'm wrong about this at all. But you mentioned Viva Las Vegas, and you've done that, I'm sure, many, many times at this point. But Did you encounter any kind of challenges? Because I want to say that there was a conversation with either you or Jimbo that was had by either me or Steve about just the beginning of getting on Viva Las Vegas, and there was apprehension maybe of them wanting to book you guys.
Oh, they didn't book us. The first time we played was 2 years ago. And it was almost, I think Tom and Barney kind of started that festival based on the fact that we're not going to have Reverend Horton Heath. It's going to be really cool.
Oh, wow.
We're not going to have bands like that.
Just because it was too psychobilly or something like that, or?
No, because they couldn't afford us.
Oh, there you go.
We were already making way more money than all those bands that they booked. So at the end of the day, that's what I think, but I'm not sure. You know what, Tom? Like I said, Tom Ingram has done so much for the scene, and we do play Viva Las Vegas now. We're going to play again this coming year, and it's a lot of our crowds out there, and so it's a fun deal to go do, and and it's exploded. It's gotten so big now that it's really crazy cool, but. Anyway, so the song, we don't know if that's going to be in that movie or not, but we're like going, hey, put it on the album because it sounds great.
Yeah.
And your old drummer, who's our drummer now, RJ, he did all this percussion stuff. He's so talented, and it's got that kind of Latin rhythm thing. That, man, he did the drum part, and it was so good. And we cut the song, and the drums are good. He's like, oh no, let me try the shaker part. Okay, let me try this. And so he just dink, and then I listened back, and it's like the most massive percussion section you could ever. So we did some overdubs of percussion that made it sound killer. So I was thinking, well, put it on the album, because none of the other songs really have all of that type of production effect.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool, and we had Matt Jordan playing piano. We have a new piano player that's I'm really loving having him. And him and RJ. It's like a whole new band, and so the new album is called Whole New Life. And
that's cool.
Yeah, and I had apprehensions about that title because. It's because I've got a song called Whole New Life that I've had for a while, and then you sent me and said your album, a new one's called The Finer Things in Life, and I'm going, oh man, I guess we got to change the album title now, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's gonna.
I guarantee you, our Finer Things in Life will be a blip to your whole new life.
No.
But listen, man, I really appreciate you coming by and rapping with us and everything like that. Sure. It's always good to hang out and everything. And I wonder if you would do a song or two on the old Cadillac Barn stage.
Absolutely. Cool. Yeah, absolutely.
It's Cadillac Barn, folks, and Jim Heath is here. He's going to play a couple tunes, and it's going to be great. Stay tuned.
Hate to say the time has come again. Work bell rings an old familiar hymn. Baby girl, now please don't cry those tears. It's killing me just to think of all the years gone by. What we've missed is hard to say, can't be kept or stored away. A shooting star in the blink of an eye, life goes by. And I hate to see you cry. Hate to see you cry. A little girl with a great big cross to bear. Mom and Dad don't get along and it's never fair, I know. Seems the only way to try to cope is to hold dreams near and never ever give up hope. Never give up hope. What we missed is hard to say, can't be kept or stored away. A shooting star in the blink of an eye, life goes by. And I hate to see you cry. Hate to see you cry. Where did all the river water flow? To the ocean from the melting snow. The love we share now won't just melt away. I'll be back some bright and sunny day, I will. What we missed is hard to say, can't be kept or stored away. A shooting star in the blink of an eye, life goes by. And I hate to see you cry. Oh, yeah. Hate to see you cry. Hate see you cry, see you cry. Hate see you cry, ooh, see you cry, see you cry. Hate see you cry.